On Good Friday. We're a bit past that because our weather's been terrible, but we can keep going on the potatoes. So, let me show you how I do that. And now they have grown. It's finally potato planting day. The one day that it's sunny, not freezing cold, and not like 80-mile-an-hour winds. So it's already late in the afternoon because I have 2 sick kids now. It was 3. Now I have 2 sick kids, and I have been puked on and pooped on all day. So you're gonna have to excuse how I look. But I was going to show you how we plant a year's worth of potatoes on our homestead. So these are all potatoes that were planted here on our farm last year. And some of those have been, years that we have been planting them. And they have been sitting in our root cellar. And now they have grown eyes. And these are what we're going to plant. This is what's going to turn into the plant and make us lots more potatoes. So this big garden is just one of our gardens. There's my cows. We normally plant our potatoes and like our corn. Sometimes like pumpkins, stuff like that. Over here is like our main garden. So that looks like a wreck right now. But what we do is every year we till this up with a tractor, and then my husband takes like the, I don't know, what do you call it? Like the blades for the tiller, and tills out trenches for me, so I don't have to dig all this by hand. But I'm out of breath because the chickens already like filled it all in, this one, and so I had to dig it all out anyways. But let's plant potatoes. You're propped up on a shovel, so all I do, take the potato, throw it in the trench. I'm gonna do that all the way down, and then we'll come back and we'll shovel the dirt. I should say, if you only have a couple potatoes, obviously I have a lot here. I'm not even worrying about cutting them, but if you wanted to, you can see all of these different sprouts here. You can cut this in half. You can cut, I try to at least leave 2 on each piece, but you can cut this and make even more potatoes if you want. If you do that, I like to cut them and then put them in like a brown paper bag or something to cure for a little bit, to let the cut kind of form a skin, and that helps it to not like rot in the ground or get bacteria in it, stuff like that. So that's what you can do with these too. For spacing, I don't really make a big fuss about it. Sometimes I'll let my kids help and there's like 5 potatoes in one spot. It all kind of works out. I would say I space them like, I don't know, 6 to 12 inches apart. Really, you can't mess this up. So again, I want to make this clear. These are the sprouts, not the roots. You want to plant these up, pointing towards the sky. If you don't, they'll probably just grow up anyways. Potatoes are relentless. These potatoes I'm planting right now are German butterball. They are like a gold potato. super delicious. I was the most excited for these last year, and they did the worst for us. So I'm giving them one more shot. If they don't pull their weight, I probably won't be planting them again. We just didn't get them to size up like I hoped that they would. Our reds last year and our russets did amazing. So I don't know. We'll plant them one more year and see how they do. This was like the biggest one that we got. So we'll see. All right, that took me, filming and all, under 10 minutes. So, I don't know if you can see. That's a lot of potatoes. I wish I knew measurements better. I'm terrible with measurements, so I don't really know how big this garden is. It's long, but we kind of do things no fuss around here. And I know people make things really complicated, but I'm going to show you how we now cover our potatoes. I will mound them once the greens start growing up. I'll mound them again because potatoes grow up in a hill and they can get green, don't eat green potatoes from the sunlight. And so we hill them. Our potatoes get ginormous. So let me show you how I do that. And we're done. I seriously use my feet. I have been doing it for years and that's just how it works for us. I think I plant enough potatoes now that we might fabricate like some discs onto the back of the tractor to like mound up and cover and do all that. But for now, I mean, your feet work. Okay, I'm back out here with my russets and my reds. I'm so out of breath because I'm having to carry them all the way up from the root cellar. But I want to talk about a little bit about the different varieties. So russets keep the best for us. And they're just such a utility potato that you have to grow them. The thing I noticed is they're the last to sprout. They have these just like dainty little sprouts on them. And they don't have very many eyes. So you can't really get as much out of them, but they normally grow to be pretty good size. Reds, they are always the first to sprout for me, but I mean, I'm still keeping them in my root cellar. Like, I'd say they started sprouting February, and I probably harvested them in September, October, probably September, I would say. They are hardy sprouts. They are very prolific. These will grow you lots of potatoes. So you're kind of sacrificing a bit of storage for prolific, but that's my take on potatoes. When can you start eating them? So they will grow this big, huge, bushy green plant, and it looks like it's ready to start digging, but it will flower, and they're actually really pretty flowers. And then the flowers will die, and people will say like 2 weeks after your flowers die, it's time to harvest. And I think that's really misleading for a lot of new gardeners because, well, yeah, they can be picked, and we do pick them. We use those for fresh eating. You know, it's like midsummer when that is time. We try to get our potatoes planted on Good Friday. We're a bit past that because our weather's been terrible. But like midsummer, you will be able to dig new potatoes. So if you're grilling or you want some for supper, you can do that. But if you're going to be keeping them for the winter and like root cellaring them or anything like that, you're going to want to wait until the plant dies back. When the plant starts to die back, and it can still have a little bit of green, that's when you dig them. And then I used to cure them in our garage for like a week or two. I didn't do that this year and all was fine. So, do you have to? No. Should you? I don't know. But I haven't, no. I guess check my Instagram stories and follow along as they grow. You can't be this close to the queen of the farm and not go see her though. So let's go say hi to Sammy. Want to say hi? Sammy girl. Hi. This is our old lady milk cow. Definitely the queen of the farm. We have 2 milk cows, but she's our favorite. She's up by the barn because she's the one that we're milking. And so I got to get her separated and keep going on the potatoes.